Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Regular Beer Reviews, where regular doesn't refer to the beers being reviewed, but to the reviewer, myself. I'm Jesse, and today I'm going to be reviewing another beer that I've never had. This is Shipyard's Monkey Fist IPA. It's from Shipyard Brewery out of Portland, Maine. While I've never had this beer, I've had many beers from Shipyard. I absolutely love the brewery, and I've had a few IPAs from them. I've had their Fuggles IPA, and I had their quadruple. I think it's quadruple IPA. It's the 4X's. I think it's quadruple IPA. Those are both pretty good. From what I remember, the Fuggles it was probably over a year ago. But the I think it's a quadruple is what it's called, and it's just 4X's. I had that one a couple months ago, and I remember that one was pretty good. But anyway, let's see here. The Shipyard Monkey Fist IPA gets a 77 on Beer Advocate, which is just okay, and that's with 403 ratings. It gets a 79 overall and a 49 for the style on Rate Beer, and the bros have not had this beer yet. The ABV is 6.9%, and the availability is year-round. Here's a quick descript from Rate Beer. It says, Shipyard Monkey Fist IPA is the genesis of a new generation of IPA. The traditional elements of classic English-style IPA have been redefined by American craft beer innovation. Like the image suggests, Monkey Fist is edgy, aggressive, and unique in style. This beer is brilliant copper in color and exploding with Warrior, Glacier, and Cascade hop character, but able to maintain a beautiful balance. Monkey Fist holds up to the spiciest foods, or is delicious savored on its own. And in case you didn't know, a monkey fist is the knot tied at the end of a sailor's rope to serve as a weight and make it easier to throw. So that's a fun little fact I didn't know there. But I do love that. I do love that artwork on the bottle. That's pretty cool. The monkey with all the hops in his hands. That's pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and get this cracked open. It's kind of started to foam up a little bit right out of the bottle there. Good thing I had the glass handy and ready. I don't like to waste a single drop of a good IPA, I'll say. Hopefully this is going to be good. Alright, let's take a look at it here. This is, I'd say, a very light amber, hazy. It does definitely appear hazy. It's, I probably see light through it pretty well, but I certainly can't, I can't see my hand on the other side of it there. It's certainly not translucent. It has kind of a creamy white head. I'd say about a finger, Nice creamy white head. Moderate carbonation, not too much. But it's pretty common appearance for an IPA. Let's go ahead and get a nose on this. A little bit of malt right up front. I'm definitely noticing like a fruitiness to it. Maybe almost a slight bit of floral. There's definitely floral notes. It's certainly not very piney. Certainly not very piney like a lot of West Coast IPAs. This is more floral, slightly fruity. I'd say maybe a little bit of citrus. A little bit of light cherry, almost, I'm picking up on. The malt, I'm definitely smelling the malt. It's like very light and sweet, slightly like a slight caramel, maybe slight light caramel, a little bit of a heavier toffee malt. Very sweet. Um, it smells pretty good. What's it kind of smells like I was gonna say it smells bit like an East Coast IPA. So let's go on ahead and jump into this one. The bitterness is a little bit more prevalent in the flavor than I would have guessed from the smell. That's a lot more bitter than I thought it was going to be. It's very enjoyable. Um, it's not a bad beer. I noticed the ratings weren't that great. Got a 49 for the style on Rate Beer, with a 79 overall and just a 77 on Beer Advocate. So it's very average. I think this is a little better than that. I mean, um, the bitterness isn't really like right up front. Like as I said, it smelled like an East Coast IPA. It tastes a lot like one. With a lot of West Coast IPAs that are more, piney, the bitterness is right up front. Bam, in your face. The bitterness, it kind of starts out, you can taste that a little bit of sweetness, and then the bitterness hits at the peak of the palate. It's just, I'm not sure of the IBUs of this beer. I didn't look them up, but it tastes to be around 65 or 70. I could be wrong, but don't quote me on that because I haven't looked it up. It's just from my own opinion, but it does. Excuse me, but it does. It's I'm getting kind of a sweet kind of caramel malt right up front. Then the bitterness just kind of rolls to the top of the palate. And then the bitterness definitely lingers throughout the end. Good light mouthfeel. Not too light. It's not too carbonated. So it's a good body, good mouthfeel. The head looked a little creamier than it was. I mean, you can see there's some pretty damn nice lacing on the glass. The head, it's very thin now. I mean, it's super thin, but it does still have a little bit of a creamy appearance to it. Um, Excuse me. Um, from the middle of the palate all the way back, it's just like bitterness, hoppy bitterness. The front of the palate, I'm tasting a little bit of that sweet malt. I'm tasting a little bit. I mean, this is. Anyway, I'm tasting a little bit of that sweet malt. I'm tasting kind of the caramel. Almost maybe like a little bit of honey, kind of like caramel, sweet, honey. Just toffee, just kind of really sweet, malty notes. Just this slightly roasted, not really bready at all. Not just kind of sweet, and then like top just bam, you get hit with the bitterness. Like it's been a few seconds, it's been 10-15 seconds to taking a sip. I can still taste the bitterness in my mouth. That's one thing. I like a good bitter beer, but I don't like the bitterness to linger like this. I mean, this is really bitter. And I think I mentioned I did the Dogfish Head 90-minute IPA. I did it a few days ago, and I think I mentioned that there are some beers where the IBUs aren't quite as high, but the bitterness seems to be more than that beer. And this is one. I don't think this is near 90 IBUs. I don't. But the bitterness is like right there. Oh, excuse me. But I mean, it's a pretty good IPA. I'd say this is a pretty good example of an East Coast IPA. Honestly, I would give this beer 7 out of 10. This is a 7 out of 10. It's okay. It's pretty good. if I saw it again, it was on sale or something, I got a good price on it, I'd pick it up again. I certainly wouldn't seek it out. I'd have to recommend, if you see it though, pick it up. I mean, it's not a bad beer. If you see it, you're curious to try it, pick it up. 7 out of 10 for 7 out of 10 for Shipyard's Monkey Fist IPA. It's a pretty, it's a pretty good beer. Not a great example. I'm actually prefer West Coast IPAs. So in my opinion, I mean, it's not a great IPA, but it's a pretty good example of an East Coast IPA. So if you see it, pick it up. 7 out of 10 for Shipyard's Monkey Fist IPA. Thanks for watching, and watch again for more reviews. Prost!